Beautiful. Here we go. We're going to start the Rambam from the beginning. This is called Halacha Lemaaseh. That's what we have to do. And in the Shamayim, this book is going to be open and they're going to ask you, did you follow what he said? And most probably the Rambam will be there also and he'll say, I wrote it down. Why didn't you follow the rule? What are we going to answer? Huh? No? So he's saying as follows, Kol mitzvot aseh shebatorah, Kol mitzvot shebatorah, all the mitzvot in the Torah. Ben aseh, ben lo taseh. There is mitzvot aseh, mitzvot lo taseh. Im avar adam al achat mehem, if a person, he didn't do what he's supposed to, ben bezadon, ben beshgaga. Sometimes you're doing it intentionally, and sometimes you don't know even what you're doing. Beshgaga. By accident. It wasn't my intention. כשיעשה תשובה, when he will do תשובה, וישוב מחטאו, he says, I'm not going to do it anymore, that's it. חייב להתוודות לפני האל ברוך. Then he has to come to confess. To confess. In front of Hashem. שנאמר, how does he know that? שנאמר, איש או אישה כי יעשו, אחת מכל חטאות האדם, והתוודו את חטאתם אשר עשו. זה וידוי דברים. Meaning what we're saying all the time, אנא השם אלוקינו, אשמנו, בגדנו, גזלנו, right? Instead of you trying to figure out what you did and what you didn't do, our sages already put everything for us according to the Aleph Bet. אשמנו א', בגדנו ב', גזלנו ג', ד', דיברנו דופי בלשון הרע, ה', הבינו, כן? ו', והרשענו, ז', זדנו, ח', חמסנו, וכן, until go to tough. Everything is always goes according to the Aleph Bet because the Neshama has to do a lot with the Aleph Bet. So if the Teshuva is coming from Be'emet, from the Neshama, so what we're saying through the Aleph Bet, Hashamnu, Bagadnu, it goes straight there and that will erase it. But we have to confess with our mouth. We have to say. Verbally, yes. וידוי זה מצוות עשה. והתוודו את חטאתם. The Torah says you have to confess. You have to say it in your mouth. That's what I did. That's what I did. Yes. Until a person will not admit I did it, the Teshuva, it doesn't worth anything. What? If he doesn't remember what he did, why he did so much that he doesn't remember. Okay, so you don't know. So that's why we say B'Yom Kippur, et shegluim lanu ve'et she'enan gluim lanu. Those who are exposed to us, we know what we did, and the one that we don't know what we did. Yes.
Your intention is not to do it.
Yeah.
But who can guarantee? Only Hashem knows how it is.
So now we have to create boundaries to know why it happened, how did it happen, where I was careless or less careful. So now I know what to do. It's not what you say, Ashanu, Baganu, Gazanu, and you keep going to the movies. Right? That will not work. Huh? It will work when you say, okay, that's it. No more. Boundaries. Not some Hudash. Not to angels even. Hashem by himself. Ketzad mitvadim. Now, the Rambam says, I will not leave you on the air. I'll tell you how to confess. He wants to help us. So then, Ana Hashem, he says, please, Hashem, Chatati, I made sin, Aviti, Pashati, Lefanecha. Yes, I did. I am a criminal, I know. Huh? ועשיתי כך וכך, and you say what you did. Why, when you're doing something, and your wife say, what did you do? You said, what do you care what I did? I said already, sorry. He said, no, you have to tell you. Why did you do it? Why did? Because she wants to hear what you have to say. Verbally, you have to say it. Yes, yes, because then it gets out of the system.
And if the person did this, like for things that he did before, you come back to that a year after year, or
what do you mean?
Let's say a person did something wrong.
We did something wrong,
Now
okay?
he did Teshuva. All of these steps he followed.
Okay,
he
good.
Verbalized.
Yeah.
Don't do anymore. Feel regret.
Yeah.
And a year after year, does he still have to come back to his sin and still continue to play all the time?
No.
No.
You see, Hashem knows that we are, after all, human beings. And especially our time, okay, that the temptation is unbearable. No matter where you turn, and there is. So Hashem knows. That's why he put us over here. No? Chavetz Chaim said something very good. And he talks about his time. Talks about his time. That Bechral doesn't look like us. He said he met once a Jew at a store. He is selling wheat to people. Wheat. People used to buy wheat and used to do everything at home. So the Chavetz Chaim was asking him, "No, how you doing?" He said, "Rabbi, the business, I'm telling you, the customers, they don't want to buy what I have in the front. They always come say, give me what you have, what you're hiding in the back over there, the good ones. And even if I take them to the back and show them the good one, even this sifting, this we take, this we won't take, the business is very difficult." Okay, good. He said, okay, Hashem should bless you, and I hope that the Parnassah will be much better. World War I came. World War I, it was a big mess, right? And now, the Chavetz Chaim, after the war, he meets this Jew again. He said, no, our business is Shtabach Shemo Alevai, every day will be war. He said, why? He said, why? He said, Ivy, whatever I had, good, no good, black, not black, this, everything, they clean me out. Whatever I bring, just bring. Why? There is no food. So he said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the same. At the time of the Rambam, Hashem took every mitzvah that you did, that they did, and he said, okay, let me see. This is good, this is not good, this is crooked, catch, koloch, this, that. Why? Because there is plenty, everybody tzaddikim. He said, when there is a wartime like our time, Hashem don't search anymore. Every mitzvah that you have, okay, good. Huh? Just bring. That's all we have today.
In Russia, over here, you go to store. In Russia, they used to get a shower.
Yeah.
They used to shower. That's how the way you explain it. Doesn't matter which one. The rotten,
You're good, yalla. Let's go. Every tefillah, fast, this, that. Hashem says, okay, itpalalta, at least you came to shul, okay, Baruch Hashem, good. Why? We are in a wartime, mamash, wartime. So, at least, the Chafetz Chaim was a very, very big lawyer for Am Yisrael. He said, מה אתם רוצים? In his time, he said, who saw such a world? Imagine you see our time. Oh, Allah. Why? He will tell us, are you still going to shul to pray? באמת? מה בשביל צדיק? Huh?
what happened? I was searching for one boy.
Yeah.
They told me, go to Rabbi Fried.
No?
I went to Rabbi Fried, came to my show. I said, that's what I heard. It's good. You came to my show. It's already.
Yes. That's where we at now. It's very sad, but that's where we at. Hashem knows it, that we are in the wartime now. Yes. I said, עשיתי כך וכך, I did this and I did that, והרי ניחמתי ובושתי, so I'm regretted, right? And I'm מתבייש, I'm full of shame. ולעולם איני חוזר לדבר זה. I will never come back to do it. Why? Because I'm ashamed. If you're doing it again, meaning you're not ashamed. That's what the Rambam wants to say. Regret means I feel so embarrassed, right? I don't want to do it. One more time. If I did it again and then I come, it's bang over here. It's worthless.
Even if you regret, it is weak.
If you're embarrassed, you will never do it. If you're embarrassed, you will never. וזהו עיקרו של וידוי. So this is the main point of the וידוי, of the confession. Means you have to say it. Say it. Very right. וכל המרבה להתוודות ומעריך בעניין זה, הרי זה משובח. זהו. As long as you say, I did this, I did this. Did you see Yom Kippur? How many things we have? Huh? One time it goes Aleph Bet until Tav. Then it goes again from Tav to Aleph. And it says על חטא, על שחטא לפניך, באונס, על חטא שחטא לפניך, בלי דעת. You know, it goes detail by detail. They don't leave even one thing out. וכן בעלי חטאות והאשמות בעת שמביאים קורבנותיהם, this is the time of the temple. The korban is not enough. The Kohen will ask him, what did you do? Before I'll sacrifice it, okay, before I'm gone, you have to tell me what you did. Yes, so the korban himself is not enough. Unless you confess. You see, that's what they're going, that's what they did, that's what they took from us. You know, they're going to the church and the priest said, okay, you have to confess. Okay, you pray, you pay, and you go. That's what they took from us. But they're doing it in a crooked way. You know, once I told you once, no, the priest was a friend with the rabbi. So one day the priest came to the rabbi and said, you know, you have to do me a favor. I said, what's a favor? He said, I have occasion to go. I have nobody to replace me in the booth of the confession. Maybe you can take it over. He said, are you crazy? What I'm going to do there? Me? He said, anybody, anyway, nobody will see you. No one will see you. You're sitting inside the booth, you know, and they don't see you, and you're talking to him behind the curtain. Yani, my child, what did you do? He said, I did this, and they're going to have to pay you, and so. Huh?
Money machine.
Yeah. He said, but I don't know how much to charge. He said, I give you a list. I give you a list. And all the money that you make, you can take it. But I cannot miss it. Okay? I'll go. So here comes the rabbi, sits in the booth. And here comes a guy. He said, I did this, I cheated on this, I did this and that. And so he looks inside. He said, $100, $500, this, okay? Finito. He finished. Then the priest came after a day saying, no, how it was. So he said, it was very good. He said, why very good? I said, I made like $10,000. He said, what? How did you do it? He said, a person came to me. A person he came to me. So I told him, what did you do? He said, I don't have a change. So you can do it 2 more times. מה זה מה? Yeah, he said, I didn't have change. So I gave it. You can go do it a few more times. That's why I get so much money. Ay, ay, ay. That's a goy, you know? So, וכן, החובל בחברו. If somebody give a punch to his friend, he made him that. Made him that. והמזיק ממונו, and he did him a damage, you know, in his car or the house. The damage was done. אף על פי ששילם לו מה שחייב לו, he said, okay, I did the damage, I'll pay. He paid. Not enough. אינו מתכפר, and there is no כפרה, עד שיתוודה, until you're going to confess, he said, yes, I did it. I was the one to do this. Okay? וישוב מלעשות כזה לעולם. He said, I'm not going to do it anymore forever, until my last day. That's, if you want to come closer to Hashem. So now the Rambam will tell you how. That's the Torah, that's the mean. The Rambam tell you this, the details, in order to come from this side to Hashem's side. This is the stages that you have to take. That's the steps. Return the money that you made the damage. You have to confess, and you have to promise to Hashem, I'm not going to do it anymore, no matter what. Now I have to put for myself boundaries, not to fall into this trap one more time.
What about the person that then becomes, if he has to also apologize, he's guilty.
What do you mean?
One person made damage to another person.
Yes.
So he paid for the damage.
Yes.
And he confessed to
Hashem. Okay,
but
yeah.
to him, he has to, besides the payment to the person, he has to apologize.
Of course, you have to say sorry, of course, right? Not only pay, okay, right? You have to calm him down, you know. So he will forgive you for what you did, and then you have to, with him, you will finish. Now you go to Hashem. Yes? Teshuva is not easy. It takes a lot.
And we go to Hashem in this case because this person that I did damage belongs to Hashem.
Absolutely. So he says, the Rambam, בזמן הזה, שאין בית המקדש קיים. Now we don't have the temple. The temple used to be מכפר all the עוונות. Now we don't have it. We don't have temple today, no בית המקדש. No בית המקדש. בית המקדש was so good. Why? It was the makom, a place that all the עוונות, the בית המקדש used to clean you out. Clean you out. ואין לנו מזבח כפרה, and we cannot bring sacrifices that כן, וכיפר בעדו, אין שם אלא תשובה. The only כפרה now that we have to do תשובה. לא קורבנות, לא שום דבר, כלום, רק תשובה. והתשובה מכפרת על כל העבירות. Here we go. When a person did עבירות בר מינן, right? Let's say a person was not observant. His wife never went to the mikveh. בר מינן זה איסורים חמורים מאוד, איסורים של כרת, or didn't eat kosher, no Shabbat, no Chag, mamash like a goy. Mamash like a goy. How can you now reverse everything? How can you reverse it? So the Rambam saying, התשובה מכפרת על כל העבירות. All the עבירות that you did, bingo. Why? Because you promised to Hashem, that's it, I'm not going to go back to this anymore. I'm not going to do it. Zero, done. And you have to confess, Ribono Shel Olam, I did this, I did this, I did this, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm coming toward you now. Now I have to learn the Torah, and the Torah will bring me to the other side. With this side, I'm done. With this side, I'm done. Now what I have left to do, to learn, yeah, that's battery. This is dead already. The battery is dead.
Maybe we have to hear that.
We could see you and hear you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but it will die soon.
yeah, it's that. We're gonna put a new phone.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, while we're here, let's change this first.
Oh, can you see me?
Yes, Reverend, we could hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Rev.
Loud and clear. Good. Okay.
Question, Rabbi. Let's say Chas v'Shalom person killed another person.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it slowly. Okay. Afilu rasha kol yamav. Listen to what the Rambam saying. Afilu rasha kol yamav. All his life he was rasha. Rasha mirusha. ועשה תשובה באחרונה. Last day he did תשובה. Yes. אין מזכירים לו שום דבר מרשעו. They're not going to mention to you whatever you did, finito. שנאמר רשעת הרשע לא ייכשל בה ביום שובו מרשעו. Hashem promise. Even if your last day you're going to do tshuva and you understand that I am in charge, I am the boss, right? And you feel sorry for what you did, I promise you I'm not going to mention to you anything of what you do in the past.
It's good to do the same with kids.
What do you mean?
If a child did something,
Yeah,
and hide it,
absolutely.
and I come to him and say, you know, if you're going to confess and say and regret,
Very good.
quiet.
Why? I'm not going to mention it even. That's the best thing to do. ועצמו של יום הכיפורים מכפר לשווים. Meaning יום כיפור, בעצם היום, meaning just the day that you're fasting and that, already כבר it's some kind of כפרת עוונות.
Depends on which amount.
Oh, we'll get to it now. But it says, first of all, the klalim, first the general ruling. Last time was the Yom Kippur. מה זה יום כיפור? It's a day of kaparat avonot. Okay? The fact that you came to shul and you're fasting and you're praying, even if your mind is not, but since you are etzem Yom Kippur, you accept it upon yourself, that's already כבר kaparat avonot. Yeah. But this is generally speaking about, we don't know the details yet. I'll tell you what's the problem with a person that he did tshuva in his last day. Yes, he saved himself. But now, when you're going to go up there, he is not used to this kind of spirituality. So upstairs, he will not enjoy what other people enjoying there. Meaning, in order to go to Gan Eden and then to Olam Haba, okay, and to enjoy everything, you have to prepare yourself to this. Yes, you can be saved in the last moment, yes. But then what?
Not used to new life.
Yes. So that's a problem also. That's a problem. אף על פי שהתשובה מכפרת, now the Rambam start to get into details. אף על פי שהתשובה מכפרת, even though the תשובה I said is מכפר, yes. על הכל, on everything. ועצמו של יום הכיפורים מכפר, and יום כיפור also bring more כוח to the כפרה. יש עבירות, עבירות שמתכפרים לשעתם. Now Hashem will erase it.
After Yom Kippur.
Yeah. ויש עבירות שהן מתכפרים לאחר זמן. Some עבירות Hashem will erase chick chack, and some Hashem says not so fast. It's still on the record. Yeah, now you are in probation time. Let's see. Ketzad, how? Now the Rambam get into the details now. Until now it was very encouraging, right? Okay, I'll do עבירות, יום כיפור, יאללה, זהו, not so fast. עבר אדם על מצוות עשה שאין בה כרת. A person did not put tefillin. Tefillin is mitzvah aseh. He didn't sit in the sukkah, mitzvah aseh, right? He didn't buy lulav and a robe, mitzvah aseh. He didn't do it. But there is no karet, no karet. ועשה תשובה. חזרתי, אביתי, פשעתי, from now on, גמרנו. Every morning, I put, and גמרנו, אין לו זז משם, עד שמוחלים לו. He said, when you're going to go home, your record is erased בכלל, not appearing on the computer.
Even you don't need Yom Kippur. Right?
מה?
Even you don't need Yom Kippur.
Yes. ובאלו נאמר, שובו בנים שובבים, הרפא משובותיכם. זה, hey, you, שוך בתשה, right? Come back to me, I'm the medicine for you, and I will heal you, but you have to do תשובה. עבר על מצוות לא תעשה. He eat non-kosher, right? All the לא תעשה. שאין בה כרת, but there is no כרת. ולא מיתת בית דין ועשה תשובה. and he did Teshuva. He said, I'm from now on eating only kosher. Come on. So, Teshuva Tola, the Teshuva says, okay, you're in probation now.
Until Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippurim mechaper. Come. If until Yom Kippur we see that you're serious, yalla. Hashem says, erase it from the computer. ובאלו נאמר כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם. In that day Hashem יכפר. On what? On what you were in probation. Now Hashem will erase it. עבר על כריתות, אוי ואבוי. His wife didn't go to the mikveh. He had a girlfriend and he did what he did. And he thought if it's fun, okay, oy baboy, this is fun, right? He ate pita bepesach, all the karet. He says, ועשה תשובה. עשה תשובה. תשובה ביום הכיפורים also, Shabbat, he said. Shabbat is mitat beit din. The beit din going to take you, they will stone you. Right? Tshuva b'yom HaKippurim tolim. Now you're doing tshuva. And Kippur, you're still in probation. B'yisurin aba'im alav, now Hashem have to make you suffer. This is not easy. Hashem have to clean you out through Yisurim. That's where the suffering coming from. גומרים לו את הכפרה. That's why we say Yisurim shel Ahava. Hashem loves you, he sends you this. Why? Because 2 stages already you passed. Tshuva you did. Right? Yom Kippur already you passed. Now we need this part also. So in order to erase the karet, the worst avera is karet. The worst of it. Okay? So all those who didn't go to the mikveh, they didn't keep Shabbat, this averot, oy vavoy, right? Chametz be'erev, Pesach, all the one that we know. This one is Tshuva enough. Tshuva is not enough. Yom Kippur is not enough. This you have to go through Yisurim. Then it will clean you out. And that's why we say Yisurim shel Ahava. Hashem loves you. He wants to clean you out. He doesn't want to deal with you then. Oh, it's better here.
There is even worse.
Nah.
The fourth category.
1 second. ולעולם אין מתכפר לו. It will never be a kapara. No kapara גמורה, meaning complete kapara, עד שיעברו עליו איסורים. The איסורים must come.
How much?
As much as Hashem will decide according to the severity of what you did. Right? ובאלו נאמר. Yeah, there is a verse that's saying all this, that Hashem have to clean you. The neshama is dirty now. The Teshuva is good. The Yom Kippur is good. Now we have to, meaning, now we have to scrap it out. We have to clean your neshama. במה דברים אמורים בשלא חילל את השם בשעה שבת. Here we go. Some עבירות we did without חילול השם. It was, in hidden places. So when you're doing it in public and it's חילול השם, or you doing such a thing, shame on you. And now the name of Hashem became Chol. So he says, אבל המחלל את השם, that's the worst thing. מחלל את השם, אף על פי שעשה תשובה. והגיע יום הכיפורים, והוא עומד בתשובתו, הסתיל באמת את צדיק. ממש, you see a person going to mikveh, not enough. ובאו עליו איסורים, also איסורים he has, לא מתכפר לו, עדיין לא. אינו מתכפר לו כפרה גמורה עד שימות. When you die, that's the kapara. Meaning you have to go through all the stages over here, and that's what you said, right? All the stages, Chilul Hashem is oy vavoy Chilul Hashem. Oy vavoy. And people are not afraid of it. Why? Nah.
Maybe some people don't know.
Yeah, the moment that you have a kippah, beard, people are expecting you to behave. You know, you cannot do things that is oy vavoy. You know, once I was parking my car, Borough Park, and I went inside a store. I'm coming out, a car blocked me, and the driver disappeared. Now I have to wait. I don't know where he went. After, I don't know what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, after I beep, שום דבר. פתאום I see חסיד ככה, with the PLR and ציצית out. He said, oh, sorry, I blocked you. I said, no, you didn't. No. I said, don't you see? I said, well, okay, I said, okay, me, okay, but imagine I was a goy. Imagine I was a goy. Such a chilul Hashem. What are you doing? I told him. What are you doing? I told him. Shame on you. You're having an appearance. Don't do this. Once I had to be on 47th Street. So I come into the elevator, and the elevator is packed. And also, Hasid, the door wants to close, and he is holding the door, and he has to talk to his friend, you know. And people, you know, waiting, and not everybody is there observant. You see people, some are non-Jews, non-observant. What are you doing? What are you doing? So they say, Ine. We don't act like that. This is a terrible avonot, terrible. Especially in public, oy vavoy. Be very careful how you talk, how you behave, how you present yourself, because people are expecting from you. Expecting from you. You're representing, you know, Hashem, you represent. What are you doing? אלא תשובה, יום הכיפורים ואיסורים, שלושתם תולים. You're still in probation. ומיתה מכפרת. That's number 4. the death, that's going to be the kapara. Okay? And there is a verse. ונגלה באוזנה השם צבקות, אם יכופר העוון הזה לכם, אם בעוון יכופר לכם, עד תמותו. Until you're going to die, I'm not going to erase it.
What type of award?
חילול השם. חילול השם. Meaning, the karet is less than חילול השם. Arayot is less than Chilul Hashem. Less.
What about this Rashad? A lot of things like it's make us like
No man. Don't mention it. That's it. It's far. It's already over. Right?
No, I just find out today something. It's not proper, but it was.
You see, you in Russia, it's called Tinok Shenishba. Meaning you're a baby that got raised by the Goyim. Captured. They didn't know. They didn't know. Even the so-called the rabbis that you had there, I see. All the ktubot that I get into my hand, all pasul. Everything pasul. That your parents have a ketubah? I did it, right? Good. Yours was done well?
In Russia, but I think my life changed in Israel. Anyway, I said, why does you have to check? You're gonna do the recall for all the ketubot.
That's what I did in Star City. They called me. I finished all the ketubot. I came back. It was a lie.
Yeah,
Everything was pasul.
Orman says last week when we did the ketubot, he said a lot of ketubot what they did, they find out it's not also have some mistake.
Yeah. And yours was done well?
Recently,
I did.
because my wife, she got a Jewish name.
Yeah. Nechama. Yours was done well? Here. Who were the witnesses?
Baruch Hai, you know Baruch Hai? When it comes to class,
Yeah.
his father,
Father.
and Rabbi Shimon.
Shimon, okay. Not a relative of yours, huh? Because in Russia, all the witnesses,
Not relative. That's it. I'm not going to talk about it.
no, זהו, גמרתי. זה רלטיב.
свои не могут.
רחמת לא היה אף אחד. באמת רחמת לא.
А ребенок.
Я
שאסור.
different class. Because they did the fog like in the after the wedding. Everything left, everybody left, then they did.
Okay, so we finished first perek. Tomorrow, I hope I can give you sure because we have a wedding that I.
Wedding today?
Huh? Tomorrow. Tomorrow, I don't think we are sure. Tomorrow, no. At noontime, yes. At 1 o'clock, yes. Tuesday night. I'll be back with that. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Now, the second perek, the Rambam will tell us what is Teshuva Gemura. What is complete Teshuva? We have to see. To be called Baal Teshuva, you have to know first of all what does Teshuva means. So first we learn that Teshuva we have to come back to Hashem, right? How to come to Hashem? What's the steps that we have to take? Right? So we have to leave this world. And now the steps that we have to take in order to progress, coming upper and upper, closer. All your life.
No, totally we have to disconnect from this enjoyment stuff.
Totally.
Even what he said, you're not gonna go there. No, I just.
Our day of enjoyment is Yom Shabbat. Kaif Shabbat. There we go. What else do you need? That's in enjoyment shall Kodesh.
I just sometimes someone, let's put it this way, they call you to the concert wedding.
Yes.
I just take by myself, not eating anything in the restaurant.
Baruch Hashem. Good for you. Very good.
Like I said, we have to totally disconnect to be like a Balshua, total disconnect.
So you gain two things now. First, you gain your health, because I don't have to tell you how they cook over there. And number two, you're saving your neshama. I don't eat outside, not even.
What's the purpose to go on the way?
I'm going just for the chuppah. Okay, it's my wife's cousin, so I have to go. What can I do?
People doesn't look like this, especially today. People looking at the angle. I know it's different. I mean, in Ashkenazim, I heard they have a special hour when they come and dance and do all that stuff after the dinner. You know, they like parents, I mean, not without it like this.
My wife is doing so much for me. Something I have to do also.
No, I'm not talking about, I'm talking in general. You know what I mean? We're such a big, like, a Bukhari population over here. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Because in the restaurant, they charging us. You know, they charging us and they put not the right stuff, and plus beside not the right stuff, they eating something wrong. Even the gosh, I was working in the gosh restaurant over there, it's much cleaner when there is a garbage. Even the food wasn't taking from the pots and pans, goes straight to the garbage, never goes back to the customer, never ever.
Okay,